Hey, Deadlights fans, it's me, Sam. This week, Leslie and I are on vacation. So we are featuring one of our favorite podcasts and one that we both have been on before, Season 3, Episode 4, with your host Adam, who has been on many episodes of this podcast before, and his co-host Lisa, both very, very funny people with a great podcast I am pleased to bring you today. So please take a break from the horror and enjoy this hilarious duo talking about some TV. Thanks, Adam and Lisa.
Are we just two idiots doing a podcast? You'll never know.
You'll never know. You've never...
Oh, I'm sorry.
Oh, no, go for it. We're two idiots doing a podcast.
Woo!
Woo! What do idiots like to talk about? I don't know, TV or something.
Or something, Adam.
Hey, Lisa. What you watching this week?
We don't... What am I watching this week?
No. What's Lisa watching this week?
Lisa, this week is what... Do you really want to know what I'm watching this week?
I want to know what Lisa is watching this week.
I just started a new show this morning.
Yeah. Called
The Bear on Hulu. /FX with Lip from Shameless. I don't...
That's right. That guy. That guy.
Because it's just going to be embarrassing.
Right. The guy
Lip
from
Gallagher.
Shameless. It's set in Chicago, right?
It's set in Chicago. His name is...
The Bear. About
Jeremy Allen White.
Oh.
Great stuff. Solid stuff.
Yeah. Maddie Matheson is in it?
Apparently. Who's that?
He was...
Oh, he's funny.
He's a YouTube guy, right?
Yeah, I guess.
Yeah, he does videos on cooking and stuff. That's funny. You know who would always talk about Maddie Matheson? Brad from Bon Appetit. Would always talk about Maddie Matheson.
What's he doing in that show? What are you doing, Maddie?
I don't know. He's a Canadian chef and internet personality.
I think he fixes the... Yeah, he's on the show. He's funny. He's a funny character.
Huh.
Lots of great characters on the show. Great show so far as I've seen.
Cool.
But I put it on and Lara was taking a nap next to me and she rolled over really quickly out of nowhere and put the pillow over her head and was like, it's like I'm having a nightmare because in the show there's a lot of chef lingo. There's a lot of heard, behind, corner, heard, yes, chef.
Hot.
Thank you, chef. And she was like, it's like I was living in a nightmare. It's like I was back at the Perch. It was awful.
Oh, no.
And I was like, I'm so sorry. She was
back
like,
in the restaurant industry.
Yeah. She was like, you're not allowed to watch that show.
Oh, God.
Again.
While she's napping.
Yeah.
Or ever. Oh, you just started a show. Now you can never watch the show again.
I can't watch it while she's there.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
So it's your little secret.
My secret
It's
show.
your little secret show.
My little secret show.
Well, Lisa, you can come and talk about your little secret show every time you're on.
I will. But I'm binging it though. I didn't know all the episodes were available. And they are. They're all available. And they were so good I had to watch the next one.
Yeah.
What are you watching this week?
I'm watching Lisa. I'm watching Space Force.
Ooh,
It is so... God, I love a show with heart. You know, Lisa, I just love heart. And I love to see it. And honestly, I just watched an episode that full on made me cry. Actual tears tearing down from my eyes.
Is season 1?
Season 1?
Yeah, I haven't seen season 2 yet.
I haven't even finished season 1.
Season 1's beautiful.
Oh, man. It's so gorgeous. It's such... Oh, God. That make me cry even talking about it. Where they're having the episode where he and his wife have the conjugal visit, but they just have... They end up having this conversation about their relationship. And it's like... But they're both lovely people.
They're both lovely people.
Yeah.
And it's also... Lisa Kudrow and Steve Carell in it. These two fucking huge comedy forces.
Huge forces of comedy doing some real fucking drama.
Incredible.
I
mean, Phoebe is the only reason to watch Friends if you could get past everything, every awful thing on that show, Phoebe Buffay, like she's the best character, one of the best characters to ever be created.
Dang.
And then again, but Steve Carell is Michael on The Office is also one of the worst characters ever created that they redeem
with the most heart.
Yeah, like
it's all about heart, folks. Yeah, I love a TV show with heart. You throw some heart in something, and I'm like, I'm in it. I'm behind it. I'm all about that. So yeah, that's
beautiful.
That's what I'm watching.
Oh, we should probably. Welcome to season 3, episode 4.
Season 3, episode 4. Season 3, episode 4. Season 3, episode 4.
Welcome to season 3.
Everybody.
Hello.
How you been?
Oh my God. I'm good. Wait, are you asking me or other people?
It's so good to see you.
Are you talking to me?
Oh yeah, we missed you.
It doesn't
Sorry,
seem like
we
you're
couldn't
talking.
make it to the party
I
last
don't know
week.
if I'm okay. I definitely didn't have a party. I think Lisa's
the
talking
kids?
to the audience. Okay, I don't have kids. Definitely.
No way.
Lisa, there's no one.
Soccer camp?
Who are you? Who is responding? How do you hear
Adam.
them? Hi.
Welcome to the show.
Thank you. This show is season 3, episode 4. It's early enough in the
Let's take it from the. It's early enough from the show to be show.
It's
but
early
late
enough in the show
to be
show. Hey.
Yeah.
Early enough in the show to be shoot. Early enough. Damn it.
Hey, look. Welcome to season 3, episode 4.
It's late enough in the show to be good and early enough in the season to make sense.
Boom.
Boom.
We watched that episode of a TV show.
That episode of a
That
TV
one.
show. Zero to no context. Who knows? It shows sometimes we've both seen. It's all kinds of shows. Shows neither of us have seen. It could
Random
be any
shows. Any show you want.
Shows only
Send
one of us has
show.
seen.
Send us a show.
Shows we know
Send us a
absolutely
show.
nothing about. Nothing about. We've never even heard of.
Yeah, we tell you what we like.
We know
what
everything
we don't
about
like.
some shows.
We try our best to figure out what the heck this show is doing and what the heck we're talking about.
So Lisa, what are we talking about this week?
This week we're talking about Stranger Things.
Wow. Oh my gosh.
Wow.
Oh my
We also
gosh.
don't have a guest.
Oh my
so
gosh.
Fuck
No.
you.
Yeah, fuck you, guest.
Yeah, a guest who's not here and doesn't exist.
Wait, you were just talking to someone though. And are they our guest?
I'm being this
The
is
one with
this
kids
me,
and soccer camp?
This is embarrassingly where I prove how passive aggressive I am.
Yeah.
We don't have a guest.
Oh.
Wink, wink.
Oh? Who are you winking at? Are you winking at me? Because you
No,
weren't
I'm
looking
not.
at
I'm
me when you
winking
were
at
winking.
the guest that I'm not acknowledging anymore.
Yeah. But
Susan.
there is no one else
No,
in
there's
this
no one
room.
else here. There's no one else here. Now I see what you're saying.
Yeah.
That this is an audio medium,
Yeah.
and then that whole bit we were doing, they probably wouldn't have a clue that there might not be anybody else here. Okay.
There
folks.
is no. Okay, listeners, it is just Lisa and I apologize for
And
all the
Oz.
confusion that came. Listeners, it is just Lisa, Oz, and I apologize for that confusion. I don't ever
We don't have
want
to
to put you in a
apologize to
place
them.
of
We don't
being
have to
confused.
apologize to them.
What?
We don't have to.
You don't think we owe them an apology?
For what? For me
Lying?
being dumb? No. Get used to it. This is the show. It doesn't get better from here. It gets worse. It's downhill. It's downhill, y'all.
Oh God, it is downhill. Oh my God. This is the best part of the show is what you're saying.
Turn it off after this. I'm kidding.
Wow.
Write us a review. Why don't you fucking tell me what the best part of the show is?
Turn this show off right
I'm
now
sick
and
of
write a
waiting.
review.
Turn the show off, write a review.
Yeah.
And then turn the show back
Back
on,
on.
though. It's very important that
See
you
if-
follow that
See
step.
if your review was right.
I want to shout out, actually, somebody who has been listening.
Yeah.
Lara's friend Sam.
What?
Sam something. I don't know. He might not even want a shout out.
Yeah.
But he's been listening. That is
Shout
very
out to
cute.
you.
And I never get to hang out with him, but we went on a road trip to Tennessee once. It was beautiful. It was a gorgeous time going to the Smoky Mountains
Smoky Mountains.
to the Appalachian Trail.
Appalachian Trail.
I think they're the Smoky Mountains. I don't know much about Tennessee.
I don't know either. I don't know what the AP is.
The AP.
The Appalachian. Oh, AT?
AT.
Is that what
APT?
it's just APT? No.
Apt.
Apt. I'm wrong.
I doubt that.
Smoky Mountains.
I've never known you to be wrong about anything.
What? Wait, so you're dumb and I'm never wrong? We
You're
can't
damn
lose. Shout out to Sam T.
I don't know his last name.
Gotcha.
I do know it. I just can't remember it at this moment. I'm sorry, Sam, but thank you.
Thank you.
Love you, brother.
Thank
Love you, brother.
I love you, brother.
Fuck.
Oh, love you, brother.
Let's just go into it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you wanna take it?
I'd love to.
Take it away.
This week we watched Stranger Things, Season 3, Episode 4. Chapter 4, The Sauna Test, aired on July 4th, 2019 on Netflix. A code red brings the gang back together to face a frighteningly familiar evil. Karen urges Nancy to keep digging, and Robin finds a useful map.
It's also beautiful.
It's a beautiful, useful map. Directed by Sean Levy, written by Kate Treffry, Matt Duffer, Ross Duffer, and starring Winona Ryder, David Harbour, Finn Wolfhard, Millie Bobby Brown, Gatton Matazzaro, Caleb McLaughlin, Noah Schnapp, Sadie Sink, Natalia Dreyer, Charlie Heaton, Dacre Montgomery, Maya Hawkins, Priya Ferguson, and freaking so many more.
We almost filled up the whole space.
Almost.
We almost, folks. I just want you to. That was a fucking huge deal. We almost filled up the whole theme song.
Wow.
That was a first take. Can you imagine if we did a second take?
Are you suggesting we
no,
do a second?
we're not fucking doing it. But
we're not doing
could you
it.
imagine that?
Yeah,
How
everything
good
we
that
say
could be.
goes out. Everything we say, we
Yeah.
send.
We send it all. Send it all. Copy, print.
Copy print.
Why did we pick this show? Well, why did we pick this show?
Because the second part of season 4 is coming out, or
Yes.
has come out as of listening
As
to
of
this.
listening to this, it's come out.
Yeah.
Yeah. And we're very excited about it.
Very excited about it.
And
Yeah.
we love this show,
I
right?
love this show. Do you love this show?
I fucking love this show.
I really like this show too.
It's so fun.
Yeah.
You love this show so much that you have it right in front of me. I'm grabbing it right now.
Yeah.
A book called Kids on Bikes.
It's an RPG
yeah, it is.
written by
Jonathan Gilmour and Doug Lewandowski.
yeah, a very cool RPG that is like, if you want to play a role-playing game that's like Stranger Things or The Goonies or Super 8, this is the RPG you grab.
Yeah. Just fun kids on bikes.
Yeah.
No cell phones. Bikes are the old cell phones. A lot of people don't realize that bikes in the 80s are basically iPhones.
Oh, I didn't realize that, Lisa.
I mean, being born
Yeah.
many, many, many years ago,
Yeah.
thousands even.
Thousands, some might say.
I've seen cell phones of all kinds
Yeah.
throughout history.
Yeah. What was the cell phone before bikes?
Radio.
Oh, gotcha. And when was sliced bread? When was that? And was that a cell phone? Because I hear people
have been
throw that
slicing
around.
bread for a long time. So I think you need to be a little more clear about.
Well,
what
you know
you
that
mean.
phrase. Oh, you know that phrase. Best thing since sliced bread.
That's me. I said that.
Oh,
I said that. Yeah.
oh, that's what I remember it from.
I said it about the washing machine.
Yeah. Oh, way back
I
then,
was
huh?
amazed.
It
Couldn't
is pretty
believe
cool.
it.
Yeah.
Rewriting history here, folks. Well, okay, so we love this show.
Yeah.
I don't even know. That's it. That's the episode. We love the show.
We love the show. I mean, I've been watching it since it first came out. I guess we unapologetically are, along with all the other hubbub, that we're like, this is so exciting. What does this show do for you, Lisa? The Stranger Things itself.
I think Stranger Things, for me, in a way that's probably. Well, I remember watching this in 2016 in the summertime, and I was away in West Virginia at a theater summer stock, and I remember finding the show and being like, holy fucking shit, this show's awesome, and nobody around me
What?
Nobody I knew
What?
was watching the show.
At the summer stock?
Yeah.
West
Well, I mean,
Virginia,
yeah,
Blue
taking
Ridge
home.
Mountains,
Country Road.
Shenandoah River.
John Denver, everybody. Welcome to the show, John Denver. We
Thank
said
you.
we weren't going to
Thank
have
you.
guests, but here you are.
Well, I just thought I'd stop by.
So I was the only one watching it, and then I found out it was like this huge sensation
Yeah.
across the nation.
That's wild.
Yeah.
So you were just like those kids in the 80s.
In
You were
Hawkins,
without a
Indiana.
cell phone.
Yeah.
And you like
Well, I had the internet, so I could watch this on Netflix, obviously. I had my
that's
computer.
true. That's true.
Computer.
But you were like, oh, you weren't aware of the sensation that this show was.
I like to liken it to the sensation of like Star Wars when that came out and was in the box office for like a year.
That's true. Merch starts coming out. People get tattoos. Everyone's all about it, right?
Yeah.
Dang.
I mean, how could you not fall in love with these characters? They're all so different and it's so fun.
Yeah.
But like also very familiar.
Are we talking about Star Wars? Chewbacca?
Yeah. Oh God, are you kidding me? Fucking furball.
Love that.
Shit.
Furball.
Total opposite of L,
Yeah.
shaved head.
Oh.
A real Shaquille O'Neal situation.
Probably what they were going for in this.
Do you, wait, Shaq's not famous for being bald. Why did I go there? Why did
Famously bald Shaquille O'Neal.
who's famously bald? The Mr. Clean? A real
Yeah. A real Mr. Clean situation. And just like Mr. Clean, Elle has magic powers, supernatural
Exactly.
psychic powers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
Dang.
the crazy thing about this is like she's the same age as the other kids on the show, obviously, or most of them. But she doesn't interact with them for the longest time in the first season. I'm getting off track. Anyway, it's really fun to watch these like kids interact with each other. It's really fun to see the slightly older kids. I mean, it has like every generation in the show.
Yeah.
Like a younger, a middle, and an older generation.
Yeah. Kids, teens, and adults.
Yes. And
Right.
then it also has like spies. It has I don't know, government conspiracies.
Yeah.
It has action. It has monsters.
Yeah.
It was like super scary watching this on my
So
own.
scary. Yeah, I bet.
So what was your like reaction watching this for the first time?
So I don't remember where I was or who I was watching it, but I do I have a very vivid sense of this show, and it's from the get-go, and like every memory I have of this show is in this like hard-walled picture world of like, this is the 80s, this is bikes, this is kids, this is like scary horror things all at once, and it's just like it feels nostalgic for a time I wasn't even fucking alive for.
Yeah.
But I recognize some of the like toys and all the like, and like playing D&D and like,
That's
and
right.
I love the, kids, the teenagers, the adults, everyone's got their own like story going on, and then they're all dealing with the same problem, but they're figuring out the different aspects of it and how to deal with it separately.
That's a great way to put it.
And it's just such a great show of so many plots, and there's always something happening, and
they're all related to the same thing.
Yeah.
It's all connected down to like
God,
this other dimension.
yeah. And oh man, it's just such a great, exciting show. And even though people are like, oh, I didn't like this episode, I didn't like this season, I just kind of have that like, well, yeah, I guess I just enjoy coming back to this world, coming back to Hawkins, and like feeling the way I feel when I watch this show. And it really does have wow moments in every season, I think, of just like, whoa, that was scary, or whoa, that was brutal, visceral, or whoa, that was fucking
heartbreaking.
Yeah.
Heart-wrenching.
Yeah.
Sweet. Very sweet
well
moments.
acted. I don't know, just like it runs the gamut. Visually very compelling.
Yeah.
And like, who doesn't love an alternate dimension tale at this point in our media world?
There's really, I mean, I think a lot of people came down on it for the nostalgia factor, for it being like peak nostalgia.
Yeah.
But if you take all that away, like even if you take out the nostalgia and like that you like it because it's nostalgic, you have just a really beautiful show, like period piece.
Yeah. And I mean,
And interesting and like the science fiction aspect of it is so cool. And so it's not like we haven't seen this kind of world before, but it is like it took off in a way that is monumental, right? This was Netflix's huge thing, right?
true. Yeah.
I mean, other than like Orange is the New Black, this was
Right.
their flagship that they could even sell to families.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
And
That's true. Yeah. This is
just like Star Wars would have been, right? Something that kids and grown-ups alike would go and watch because it was like fucking cool
It
looking.
was cool. Look at all
Yeah.
those things that I would want to be a part of.
Yeah.
And everyone involved has their own kind of power or is significant in some way, you know, and even when they're crazy, they're validated by the end of it. But it's still dangerous. It still feels very dangerous.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's also, we're in this weird time in our lives and our media where the media we use to tell stories, the writing that we do doesn't know what to do with technology. And it's either done really poorly or just kind of lackluster. Like it's either done great or really badly. And
Yeah.
it's rarely done great.
Yeah.
So it's a lot of times it's just easier to take out that element. It's easier to just take cell phones out. It's
Yeah.
easier to just take the internet out of the equation.
Yeah.
Unless it's like, I mean, they kind of use the internet in season 4, but it's so archaic
Yep.
to what our internet would be that it's like, it's funny. It's like a punchline.
Yeah, it's a joke. It's
Yeah.
like, oh, we're in the 80s and the internet of the 80s is what we're using. And then, I mean, they don't have cell phones. It's interesting that they do have those radios, though.
They have the
that they can
walkie-talkies.
stay in touch with
Yeah.
each other through their
Which,
radios.
Like this show would translate to now. It would like when Nancy was like taking notes in this episode in the hospital. I was like, oh man, I wish she just had a cell phone. She
Picture,
just
picture,
take pictures
picture.
of
Yeah.
that thing. You know,
Yeah.
you wouldn't have to stand there and write down
Or, like,
everything.
videos of this woman, you know, with her
Yeah,
black veins
right?
and screaming and her heartbeat going crazy and all that kind of shit.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
cell phones would definitely translate into this world, but it's
wouldn't be
harder
the
to
same.
get people
Yeah.
to talk to people when they have a
Exactly.
cell phone in their hand.
Or get people to
Yeah.
go different places. And yeah.
Yeah, and not call someone or text someone, hey, I'm going here.
It just fits in with what we understand as the horror genre.
Mm-hmm.
Oh man, it would be great to have someone who is on a horror podcast be able to talk about those things, huh? Maybe a Leslie.
Yeah,
She's not here.
I wish she was here, actually.
right?
I wish she hadn't had
She'd
to
have a
go.
good point.
She's recording her own podcast today.
Hey, y'all, listen to
The Deadlights. Yes.
Yeah, but the like what we think of as classic horror are all movies from like the 70s and 80s, and the way a horror movie plays out, people don't have cell phones, and that's why horror is kind of a more difficult thing right now with cell phones, or it's got a different feel, right? So the thing that this
I don't know,
nostalgia is
yeah.
harkening back to is that nostalgia of those horror films, because goddamn does it touch on a lot of horror things in this episode
Yeah.
alone.
Oh my God, this episode's great.
The Sauna Test, very reminiscent of like The Thing, right?
Oh, and I haven't seen The Thing.
You haven't seen The
I
Thing?
know what happens in The Thing.
So good.
I want to see both. I want
Yeah.
to see the new one and the old one.
Okay.
But I just haven't like watched horror movies on my own in a long time.
That's fair. I mean, it's best to watch horror movies with other people. I think they're a great social movie to watch.
They are, because you're not scared as much.
Yeah.
But I will watch, like, I watched the newest Scream film,
Yeah.
but I watched that in broad daylight in the morning.
Ah, there you
Great.
go.
Love
Great,
that franchise.
Great. Eating your cantaloupe, watching Scream. Having a good
I wish
breakfast.
I had cantaloupe.
Yeah?
I don't remember what I think I had ramen or something.
Oh, for breakfast? Dang.
There's eggs in it.
Oh, this is fair.
We can't get into what I'm eating for breakfast. The point is, yeah, I mean, and this episode 3.4, the Sauna Test is, I agree with you. It takes like a lot of really fun body horror elements and stuff too.
Oof. Oh my God,
Yeah.
so much. Oh God, the tentacle pumping shit
Ugh,
into
that
people's
was
mouths.
Disgusting.
Ugh.
Yeah.
Horrifying. I don't know how I would watch this if I was 9. You know, I would have a tough time.
A lot of nightmares.
Even 12, I would be fucking terrified of these things.
Yeah.
And I know it was a TV show, but still terrified. And I know it's a family show, but it really pushes the line of like, or it really fucking succeeds at the horror of it
I
all.
think this is like 13 plus,
Yeah.
you know?
Yeah?
Because because it is scary.
It's scary.
And like the things, they also deal with murder. Like this episode got really dark.
Yeah.
And the show has dealt with like abuse before,
Yeah.
which is also really dark. There and racism. Like there's a lot of themes in here that you would have to explain to your kid unless you were an irresponsible parent.
Or dealing with some supernatural. Well, even if you are in some crazy supernatural situation, you should still explain to your kids A, what's going on, and B, about racism and abuse and all that kind of stuff. You just if they ask the question, you should give them the benefit of an explanation or a conversation.
A conversation for sure.
Even if you're dealing with aliens.
And that's coming from two people who aren't parents.
Yeah.
So just so you know. We are better parents than no parents.
That's 100% true. So for the little orphan that's listening to our podcast right now,
we love you.
We love you. Papa and Mama love you.
That's not what I was going for.
That's for you.
That's what I was going for.
That's also for you.
This is one of my favorite episodes of the show of all time.
Wow. That's awesome.
I remembered this episode, and I remember like when we put it on, I was like, oh, I hope it's that episode.
Yeah.
Because the confrontation between Eleven and Billy is really thrilling to watch.
It is. Because,
it's scary.
It's scary.
And
it's
people's
exciting.
lives are at risk.
Yeah.
And the whole the pool is being destroyed.
Yeah.
It's awesome.
Yeah. It was a thrilling set piece. And it was so contained as like a space, you know, very what is it? Claustrophobic, right? They're stuck in a small room.
Confining.
He's in a smaller room. And even though he's the one they trapped, he's getting out and coming at them. And you're like, oh shit, two big powerhouses about to fight. And then they fight and it's like, whoa. And then 11 gets by with a little help from her friends. Shout out to Mike Wheeler, the only positive thing he does in the episode, it seems. I don't know. I have an issue with Mike Wheeler.
I do too. What's your issue?
I just think he's very selfish, very self-centered, and has a very childlike view of the world. Even when things are going wrong, he's just got a kind of selfish thing.
That's probably the best way to describe him, as selfish. Sort of doesn't understand that people care about him and want to be around him and hang out with him and be friends with him. And he's just like, I'm going to do what I want to do, period. I don't care about anybody else.
Yeah, he seems like he's kind of dumb about he's got a very low emotional intelligence, I think.
Which is interesting because I think Nancy, I mean, I guess I could say Nancy is also selfish, but she's way smarter.
Way smarter, yeah. Way smarter emotionally, way smarter wise. And also like...
Well, she also suffered severe consequences when she was emotionally selfish and like Barb dying in season 1.
Yeah. That's the thing is Mike... was one of the few people fighting for Will in season 1 because he would not let Will go, right? He was one of the few people who would not let Will go, and that's what was so like important about him. But now that he doesn't have someone to fight for so much, and he's fighting for his feelings for 11, and you're just like, I don't know, man.
Like we don't really know if you're
just a
actually love her, you know? Yeah.
But it's also he's just a kid, and he has a crush on a girl, and that's like none of us take it that much more seriously than that because they are just kids. And
but for 11, this is a big deal for her.
Yeah, true. For him, it's a big deal for him too. But
he has family and other friends. She has a lifetime of abuse and trauma, and hasn't had, like, before Mike didn't have anybody to rely on, right?
Right.
But this is all way out of the context of this episode.
That is way out of the context of this episode.
This episode is like you have like the three storylines, right? You have Hopper and Joyce.
Yeah.
And they're going after the mayor and trying to figure out
Like,
why are they? Somebody beat Hopper up.
Yeah, someone beat Hopper up. What's that about? And last time, or they're putting together clues of like, Joyce is like tracing this thing of her magnets falling down, and she's like, "That's
that's
weird."
What she's tracing,
and so they're kind of working together, figuring out within their realm, what are people in power doing?
Yeah.
And they've put together by the end of the episode, it's something to do with the mall. The people at the mall are buying up land.
People who own the mall,
and are using power from the power plant
to fuel something, to power something. Yeah. And then at the mall, we have Dustin.
We have Dustin, Steve, and Robin.
And then later Erica.
But
they're trying to figure out why the Russians.
Yeah, they know that there are Russians there. They know that these are Russians.
Right, because they interpreted a signal over the walkie-talkie. Yeah, that's right. Yeah. So they know that they're Russians and that they're like in the mall doing something.
Yeah, they're trying to see what the Russians are smuggling. There's some boxes. They know the Russians are moving these boxes.
And that's seemingly disconnected until you find out like that Russians are the people that bought the Starcourt Mall, right? That the mayor's dealing with. So that's how that's connected. And then you have 11, Max, Lucas, and Mike
and Will
and that's right. And they're dealing with the return of this monster from season 2 that was in Will before.
Yeah, they know that's there.
This is not connected to the Russians.
It doesn't seem to be. It doesn't seem to be. It just seems to be there,
oh God! And then there's Nancy and
Nancy and Jonathan are also looking into the return of this creature, but they don't know it's the same creature. They're just following some disease thing that people keep seeming to brush away. And it's more Nancy who's driven to do it, and Jonathan is trying to just be a good boy.
They have an interesting argument in the car, though.
Yeah.
When they both get fired from their internship at the Post, the local newspaper. Yeah.
Newspaper.
What did you think of that conversation?
Class versus gender.
Yeah.
Yeah.
100%.
She's like, they won't take me seriously because I'm a woman. And he's like, they won't take me seriously because I'm poor. And he's like, you trying to pursue this and make a stand here to prove yourself is getting in the way of me having opportunities that I will not have down the line if I even make one misstep. And she's like, but if I let people walk over me, I prove them right and I give something up about myself. And so like he's standing for his like future and he's very worried about what people think of him.
Yeah.
Because he has to rely on other people in order to get anywhere in the world, he thinks. And she's very concerned about what people think of her because she doesn't want to be walked on ever. She wants to be taken seriously because she has earned it and deserves it.
Even though they're both juniors in high school.
Even though they're both juniors in high school.
But I mean, that's crazy. They probably have no idea that they're dealing with these issues. Like that's the broad scope of what they're talking about.
Yeah.
I can't imagine being in high school and having that conversation and being like, oh yeah, it's just a classic class versus gender conversation,
Which is honestly, those things are more actually entwined than
right. Well, because
than they realize.
Her thing is also about class in a way, right? Because women are paid less,
right,
and treated as second-class citizens,
right.
And in a way, she has to prove herself in a different way, and he has to just do a lot of hard work, and it was really hard for him to get that opportunity, and it would be very hard for him to go to college without scholarships.
Right. But he's taking the perspective of I have to be accepted by the world, and she's like, I have to change the world. And that's the basis of
They're
their
really button heads.
disagreement.
But I think as usual,
Yeah.
they work better together. Like
They do.
those two work better together. Like
I have trouble remembering why he's good at anything or
he's a photographer.
He's a photographer.
And he's smart. He's not like if you want to compare, if you want to take the argument of like Steve versus Jonathan, right?
Yeah.
Steve is just a dope, but he's got a heart of gold. And like would blindly follow Nancy anywhere, right?
Yeah.
Jonathan, really smart, would not blindly follow Nancy anywhere.
True.
But he really cares about her.
Yeah.
He does have a big heart. He has a huge heart. He did all the work he did for his brother in season 1, right?
Yeah,
so
huge.
I think it's just like he's actually really smart. The only reason he had to drop out of school in season 1 is because he was working so that he could help his mom because they are really poor.
Yeah.
But I think he's like in all the same classes as Nancy. I think like
they're a meeting of the minds. I did have
I think that's why she likes him, because he's smart.
Because he's smart. I think so you mentioned kids on bikes over there, and while I was taking my notes, I did write down like she's a detective, Nancy. I was looking at the mom.
The mom.
What's her name? No, not the mom. Will's mom, Joyce. So I was looking at Joyce, and I was like, okay, her biggest stat is her intelligence or her observation. Sorry, her wisdom and her skill of observation. Yeah, she's an investigator. That's kind of what her role is in the show. She sees stuff, and she's like, that doesn't sit right with me. I have an intuitive feeling that something is off about this and needs to be investigated. And that's that's the driving, because she drives so much towards the mystery.
She pushes towards it. She pushes
so hard
to save her son. She pushes to find her son. She pushes like Hopper in the direction of, you need to help me save the world.
Yeah. And she pushes in season 4 towards Hopper. Like,
that's right.
There are no boundaries she won't cross because she's such a fucking driven person. But her like main thing is her observational skills, just like Nancy and like Mike. I think those 3 are the most observant, maybe, or the most bullheaded. They're the most bullheaded.
Yeah, bullheaded.
They're going to drive towards it. But then I think Dustin is separate from Mike and the other ones. Dustin's
smart also.
Dustin is smart really also. He's so smart, and he's also very bullheaded, and he will drive towards the truth as well. And he brings Steve and Robin and Erica along with his driving force.
Yeah.
Certain people in this show drive towards action. Other people are very smart, can figure things out. Other people are very supportive.
Yeah.
Some people are really
Steve's
strong.
really good at being supportive.
Yeah.
I think Robin's actually pretty smart.
Yeah.
But is mostly a support even in season 3, but more like in season 4, I think she does more.
Yeah.
She's like they like needed another Nancy on the show that wasn't Nancy, that wasn't going to be like a threat to Nancy and Steve's potentially getting back together.
Right.
Which is spoilers for season 4?
Maybe.
But
who knows? There's
not
still
spoilers.
a part 2.
Yeah.
You might know, you listeners who know more than we do at this point, if you've watched part 2
Oh my
of
God,
season 4.
Don't tell us.
Oh my God, don't tell me right now.
Don't fucking tell me.
Don't tell me. Oh my God.
And the thing with the kids is that, so when Joyce in season 1 is like believing this crazy thing to be true, the only people that would ever possibly believe her are the kids. So the kids are usually the ones like that will pursue the most absurd truth.
That's true.
And then Hopper is pursuing like the hard facts. Like because of Hopper, you find out about Hawkins Lab. You find out about the Russians. Like You find out all the big sinister thing behind it. Like Hopper is so good at finding the people behind the madness. Right.
Yeah.
Like,
who's responsible? Whereas the kids are like, what is the monster? And then the teens are like, what is the mystery?
Yeah.
Right? So the teens solve the mystery, the kids find the monster. And it's very funny because Hopper would be most equipped to fight a monster.
Absolutely.
But the kids are always the ones who are fighting the monster.
In season 4.
Whoa! Because they have the powerhouse of 11, who's the actual brute of the team. She's the muscle.
True hero of the show.
Yeah.
Would you say?
She's the muscle.
But is she the hero of the show?
Oh. I think everyone's a hero.
Everyone's a hero.
Everyone who tries to do the right thing is a hero.
There we go.
Because you don't even have to succeed. You just have to try. And that's what the shows want you to think.
You don't have to succeed. You just have to try.
You just have to try.
Yeah,
Which
why
is,
not?
morally, right?
Yeah, you don't have to. I mean, you don't have to do the good thing. You just have to try to do the good thing.
Yeah. But morally speaking, that's...
Well, because it's not always in your control if you do
exactly
the good thing.
Succeed or not. It's a roll of the dice. Man. Going back to RPGs.
Ooh.
you can certainly try.
This episode...
Yes.
The kids... I mean, their through line is just pursuing Billy, who is Max's brother, trying to find out if he has the mind flayer in him.
Right, if he's been possessed.
Because of something that 11 saw the night before?
No, because of something that Mike has been... No, sorry, not Mike. Will has been feeling. His spidey sense has been tingling. His trauma has been warning him. His defenses from his trauma has been warning him that the traumatic thing that has been haunting him is back and is around.
And that's the crazy thing about the horror genre too, right?
Yeah.
Is that all of these characters have gone through trauma. Even Hopper, you even delve into it. You delve into it in season 1, but definitely in season 4. When he's imprisoned and he's talking about his trauma.
Yeah. But I mean, it's nodded to in this season, in this episode. He has a daughter who died.
Oh yes, that's right. He's nodded to it. Yeah. So all these characters have this trauma that in society tells you that if you're not at war, you know, obviously like PTSD is not a helpful thing for you to be living with because it makes you scared of things like car backfires and fireworks and can send you into flashbacks. And I actually am not that versed on PTSD. So this is just my blanket statement about it. But like just anxiety, if you want to take anxiety in general as something like historically as a survivor impulse is incredibly helpful. Because you get anxiety about something and you're like, maybe that's not a good idea. Like, oh, this cliff is really scaring me. Maybe I shouldn't get close to the edge, you know? Like that anxiety is supposed to be incredibly helpful in keeping you alive.
Right. If you've experienced something very bad, then when you start seeing things line up that are very similar to that thing that was very bad that you experienced, you steer away from it because you can think what might happen, then you're gonna be safer if you're away from the danger.
And they kind of touch on it in season 2, where the doctor's like, "This is just PTSD because it's a year from the thing, and it's just his PTSD spiking." But in this case, like every time it was supposedly just PTSD, the real horror is that it's real.
It's real.
That it's never PTSD. Yeah. That there's always a fucking monster.
The trauma is like there is a monster there, and the things that we keep thinking might happen will happen again.
And do happen
because the big machinations, the people who are actually making things happen, these government facilities, these Russians and stuff, are still doing their thing untouched by the adventures of these kids, you know?
That's right. Because they came over, I don't even know when or how.
Who knows?
But
Nobody knows, actually.
Definitely after. So
There's no
Hawkins'
way
lab is gone at
anyone
this point.
can know.
No, yeah, you definitely couldn't watch this show and
you
find
couldn't
out.
watch it.
What the hell else? Oh, at the end of this episode for the Starcourt guys, though, you find out that, like, the room that they've been trying to get into this whole time is a fucking elevator.
And they are stuck going down in it.
And they have no control.
Yeah. Oh my God. This episode is really good because everyone's plot line ramps the hell up. Nancy being in a room with a screaming possessed woman. Hopper and Joyce are about to be confronted by the mayor, and like after
they're about to be told on, basically.
Yeah.
Like the Russians, he's gonna call the Russians and be like, "Hey, these guys know what you're up to, and they're coming for you." So like,
but
kill them.
they've also just discovered something big too, so they're on the trail and they're getting close to the discovery.
Because they're going to try and find an entrance to this lab also.
Yeah,
in one of these houses, they know that like there's something weird going on.
Yeah, that the land has been bought up for a reason, and then the kids like come face to face knowing that Billy is possessed and have to confront him and fight him. And it's what? And then, the
episode is where they find out he's possessed. They're like, they suspect. And then they're like, well, there's one way to find out. We'll do the sauna test.
Yep.
Because the mind flayer doesn't like heat. They trap him in a sauna. Mm-hmm. And then he obviously goes like, they really have to push him to the brink.
They do.
In a way that like, at what point, if he wasn't possessed, would he be dead, you know?
Yeah.
Like,
220 degrees in there for how long, you know?
I mean, that's not healthy to be, like, it really shouldn't, I mean, no offense, but saunas shouldn't be able to get that hot. There has to be something wrong with that sauna for them to have pushed it up that high, you know?
I mean, it was in the red. I don't think it's normally that high, but they said, well, it'll get there. And, man, they fucking put him through some torture in order to get him there. But that is a nod to the thing where, spoilers, if you haven't watched The Thing, one of the ways they can test is it also doesn't like heat or fire specifically. It gets burned by fire, normal. So they superheat up a wire, and they get blood samples from everyone, and they put the hot wire in it. Because I guess it's not that it doesn't like heat, it's just an organic thing, but every single cell of it is independently like operational and will try and survive. So all they have to do is test the blood, and a thing that is trying its best to be as like accepted by everyone around it as possible, trying its best to blend in, will behave as the person normally would until it finds a moment that it can attack. They test the blood, and when they put the needle or when they put the wire in the blood, it goes and like it freaks out. And then the guy who it was is like and like turns into the big monstrous thing and like reveals himself. Just wild.
What a show.
It's crazy.
That is what
movie.
happened.
Yeah,
That's exactly what happened.
It's what happened.
Yeah.
They push him to the brink, and until they see the breaking point, and what they said, we'll see either way. We'll know either way.
Yeah.
Once he reaches the breaking point, we'll know if he's monster or man.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Not man.
Not a man.
Also really sad because there is a moment in the sauna where you see Billy like, and not to feel sympathy for this character who has been abusive, but it does help to understand, like in season 2, you see that he's also been abused his entire life.
I think he's only in season.
He's in season 2 and 3.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh.
He's been abused his whole life, longer than Max, and that doesn't excuse his behavior, but it does like explain like the arc of his character
and why he's such a asshole.
Yeah, so he's also abusive to Max, and it was interesting to see this moment where he breaks down and is like, Max, I'm sorry, like I've done some terrible things, but he made me do it. It's interesting to see that line. Like, this horrible character still would not kill someone, you know, like. And then to see like Max have to watch her brother like be tortured.
Yeah.
And obviously she wanted to save him, but then just at the moment where she's like wants to save him, he is really the monster. And that leads into her storyline in season 4 in a whole different way.
So we are unlike normally on our podcast here, we are very in tune with what exactly is going on in this whole episode. But what about this episode makes it so good as an episode, as a season 3 episode 4, as an episode?
Everyone gets
television.
their thing.
Okay.
Everyone gets the gold coin. Everyone saves the cheerleader, saves the world. They're all from the first episode to this point have been reaching to figure out if the thing that they think is weird going on is really weird or if they're just going crazy because of all this trauma. And they find out, no, they're not going crazy. Yes, he is a monster. Yes, this elevator, there is something weird going on in this elevator. Yes,
the mayor is
corrupt.
Is corrupt. Is in league with the villains.
Yeah, and yes, the villains are up to something sinister. Right?
The and gold coin. I like that. Everyone gets the gold coin.
There has to be a better phrase for that.
I don't know.
Gets the goat.
Everyone tastes blood.
Everyone gets the cookie.
That's the phrase. Everyone gets the cookie.
Everyone gets the cookie.
In this episode, season 3, episode 4, everyone gets the cookie. Cookie. Oh.
Yeah. They all win. And despite the fact that they all kind of lose too, right?
Yeah. So everyone gets the cookie, but realizes it's oatmeal raisin. I got it.
Neither I nor Adam like oatmeal raisin.
No oatmeal raisin here.
No.
But I have to finish this whole cookie, even though it's oatmeal raisin. Oh.
Would you do oatmeal no raisin or raisin no oatmeal?
Okay, what is the cookie if it's just raisin in it? You know what I mean?
I think there's still like cinnamon or something in there. Is it a snickerdoodle?
I mean, honestly, I'm okay with an oatmeal raisin cookie. I'll fucking down an oatmeal raisin cookie.
I'm very picky about it. I don't want a hard oatmeal raisin.
Well, no one wants a hard cookie. You'll eat a hard cookie?
Some people want a hard cookie.
Yeah.
I mean, on occasion, the Oreo, really.
Oreo does
the
land.
Keebler elves make a damn fine Oreo.
That's
not
true.
Oreo.
The Keebler elves.
Make a damn fine Oreo if the fucking Nabisco would let it on the market. The Keebler elves make a damn fine crunchy cookie.
They do. Okay, you're right.
And the Girl Scouts.
Girl Scouts do make a good crunchy cookie. I'm just thinking of like homemade cookie. I like a soft cookie. I like a warm, soft baked cookie.
Yeah.
But yeah, there are some good a gingerbread cookie. Damn, that snap in there.
It's almost the best part.
Yeah.
But I like a soft ginger cookie too.
Yeah.
And when you can taste the ginger bits in it, please vote, write in and vote. Tell us what your favorite cookie is. Are we wrong about the oatmeal raisin cookie?
Also vote.
Yeah, vote. And vote in your primaries, even though they're already passed for us.
Yeah.
Vote in your regular elections
Regular elections. Vote at your grocery store. If your grocery store is like, would you like us to get more flowers earlier in the year? Vote.
Vote for us.
Vote.
To have better reviews on iTunes.
Yeah. Vote for reviews.
Vote for reviews.
Yeah.
Vote for the news.
Vote without blues.
Vote without blues.
Oh no, I'm rhyming.
What?
Vote to-to-twos.
Vote to-to-twos.
Vote to-to-twos.
Goodness. I don't know if we even got through what this episode is.
Oh, God.
Or what it means to...
sleepover, crazy old lady, Heather's parents, Billy is crazy, creepy, FaceTube, violent and gross, Hopper is in love, puke, Wet Clothes.
These are Adam's notes.
Wonder Woman comics.
Okay, but Carrie Elwes as the mayor was fucking awesome.
So awesome seeing Carrie Elwes.
If you don't know, not only is he one of the main characters of the Saw film franchise in the first
he's in just
first
in the
film.
first movie. Yeah.
He's also fucking As You Wish guy, Wesley. From The Princess Bride, which doesn't age well.
I think it ages pretty well. I think the whole movie ages pretty dang well.
The book does not.
Oh, the movie, again, 80s nostalgia. I think it ages pretty well, that movie.
It's not bad.
Yeah.
It's not terrible. It doesn't pass the Bechdel test.
Yeah.
But it predates it.
It does. So there's
loophole.
So statute of limitations.
Woo! That's gross.
Is there a statute of limitations on the Bechdel test, Lisa?
No.
Oh man.
I think it stands for all recorded media.
Dang.
Including books.
Dang.
Newspaper articles. I don't know.
You know who else was great in this episode? Priya Ferguson.
The Erica?
Erica, fucking so much fun. Such a bright star of like so excited to see such a strong character from this little girl. And she's fucking nailing all these lines. She's so fucking funny, so witty.
Adding her to this season was the best thing they could have done.
Oh my God.
And because season 2, you kind of see her.
Yeah.
And you're like, oh my God.
Yeah,
she's great.
She's just there. And even in season 1, you see her. I think she's just like eating cereal or something like that.
But season 2, she has more lines. And every line they gave her, it was like, fuck, she can snap it.
She does. Yeah. And so they bring her in, and it helps to have a cynic on the team too. You need someone who's cynical of what's going on.
Absolutely.
To be like, are you sure about this? This sounds crazy. This is dumb. This plan is very dumb. You need someone to say that, you know?
Robin is the cynic normally.
Yeah.
If it's just Steve and Dustin, Robin's the cynic.
Well, if it's just Steve and Dustin, Steve is the cynic. Right?
That's right.
And then it's Steve, Dustin, Robin. Robin's the cynic. And then it's
Steve, Dustin, Robin. Then Erica's the cynic.
And Erica's the cynic. That's fun. That's fun.
But I think that's why Robin. I think her and Robin understood each other more in the negotiation part of this episode.
Yes.
Robin was like, "I'm not even gonna entertain. I don't care. I'll give this girl what she wants.
Yeah,
she obviously knows what she wants.
Yeah, and her priorities are so minuscule to me. It's ice cream. Okay, fine. We'll give
she doesn't give a fuck.
Unlimited ice cream. Great speech from her about what was it? It was about loving capitalism, and that meaning she has a service that people want that is in high demand, and so she's gonna get herself more ice cream.
That service being that she's tiny enough to fit through an air duct.
Yeah, so that she could sneak into a room and open a door for them.
Yeah, which this episode does the air duct scene in a way that's kind of believable because those things are so tiny.
Yeah.
It's there's no possible way someone would fit through those.
Yeah, you need a small child to go through there.
And then it's weird that this room is unguarded except by one person whenever they're loading stuff in.
Yeah.
So much of this show is really a suspension of belief because why am I bugabooing on that when there's another dimension on the show?
Yeah.
Which, I think that takes us to, some of the reviews you were reading also.
Yeah, those reviews where people have difficulty, suspending their disbelief. I like a suspension of belief, though. That's a fun idea.
Suspend your belief.
Suspend your belief for a moment.
This is the most accurate to life show you will ever see.
But is it?
Yeah. Don't believe anything.
Also, that if I was fired as a junior in high school, in the same manner that the kids were fired from, he was brutal and treating them like 40-year-old adults and firing them that way. And it was just like,
no, he was treating
chill
them
out.
like they were his children and he was an asshole dad.
Yeah. It was like, damn, dude. Like I as a high schooler would have been just like, this guy doesn't get how ridiculous he's being, because I understand that I'm a junior in high school. I'm 17. You're acting crazy, bro.
Well, to be fair, he has been possessed by a monster from another dimension.
Yeah, that's true.
I keep saying other dimension, but we all know it's the Upside Down.
Which is another dimension.
Yes. Another dimension.
Right?
Another
it is
dimension.
another dimension.
Another dimension.
Yeah, they're for those who haven't seen Stranger Things,
I think it's another dimension.
There's another dimension called the Upside Down.
Yeah.
And it's just the town that they live in, except it's possessed by a giant evil spider monster that lords over the town.
Not necessarily. Those are the monsters in the Upside Down. All kinds of monsters in the Upside Down.
There's so many monsters in the Upside Down.
They keep bringing on new ones.
Yeah. But they're all named
guest monsters.
They're all named after
it's a monster of the series. Show.
Monster of the season. They're all named after D&D creatures, which is very fun. Demigorgon is a D&D creature.
That's right.
The Hellhounds or whatever those are called, the D&D creature.
The Hellhounds.
Right? That's the ones that killed, what's his name? Spoiler alert.
I know.
Yeah.
Sad.
Yeah.
Laura and I are almost to that episode.
Oh.
We started rewatching it.
Yeah.
Which is how I know Billy is in season 2. I also know because Taker Montgomery is a smoke show. He's totally hot.
Speaking of, he spent most of this episode shirtless and shiny. So
yeah, a lot of the guys on the show, if they're possessed, are just sweating bullets.
I mean, a lot of the guys on the show get at least one moment of shirtless muscle.
That's true.
Shirtless, like that guy's awesome moment.
Whoa.
A lot of it's always a teenager thing, though. Well, I mean, actually, today
Hopper was
shirtless in this episode too.
Yeah. David Harbour, who got absolutely jacked for Hellboy.
Yeah. Hellboy.
David Harbour's in the new Hellboy.
Well, really?
Yeah.
Oh, you sound stupid right now. You don't know? Hellboy. Get that in your fucking head.
I actually haven't seen all of the new Hellboy.
Don't be dumb like me.
Well, I'm the dumb one here. You're the one who's never wrong, so I guess I'm wrong about this. No, but he wasn't.
The new Hellboy is out?
It's been out for a long time.
What?
It came out during the Pandy, I'm pretty sure.
Oh.
Check it out. Hellboy. 2019.
I feel like I would have watched that.
It came out in 2019.
Damn. I did not hear anything about it.
I was graduating college,
what
sir.
What the hell? Why didn't I watch it at all?
Yeah, it kind of flopped, I guess.
Oh.
Why didn't you watch it? I mean,
I don't know. I loved the first two movies. Oh, Ian McShane. Hell yeah. I will. This is something I will dive into in a minute.
Well, this is more of a reboot.
Yeah, it doesn't look like it's directed by Guillermo del Toro. That's for sure.
Yeah.
That does not look.
But look at that guy. Jacked.
Dang. Yeah, he is jacked. And he's jacked in this episode. He looks like a strong man.
Yeah.
He looks like a very strong man.
And then he literally kicks the mayor's ass. Let's do that again.
Ass.
Feels good.
It does feel good. Feel good. Hey, y'all, say some swears sometimes. Hey, should we do it with them?
Okay, everybody, on 3, we're going to say ass, okay? 1, 2, 3.
Ass! Thanks for joining us on that.
So cathartic.
Yeah, it felt good, huh? Felt good.
So, let's read some reviews.
Okay.
Let's do the reviews.
Yeah. Doing some reviewing the review. We're going to look at a review and say if it's good.
Do you want to read the first one and I'll read the second one?
Sure. I'm holding the cup, but not drinking the Kool-Aid by Sure Comma Not in July in 2019. At this point, I'm wondering how much longer I should keep trying with this show. Granted, the title sequence is freaking amazing. A couple of the cast members are quite beautiful, and
Yeah, that's why I watched the show. The title sequence.
I'm not sure. I know, right? It's freaking amazing. Look at those letters. Look at all the names. Whoa. That theme song is amazing. And you should listen to the episode of Song Exploder of that theme song. It's so good.
I'm going to right now.
So good.
Sorry.
We're going to pause the podcast while Lisa listens to an episode of another podcast.
I'm sorry for interrupting you.
Okay.
Well, I'm not sure.
Also, a couple of the cast members are quite beautiful.
What?
Feel weird about
it does
that
say
sentence.
Okay.
And, well, I'm not sure I have anything else good to say. If the show is giving homage to the movies and TV programs it copies, why include movies and TV programs from after the 80s, such as 2013's Under the Skin, to rip off? That doesn't work. This episode really takes the cake. Shaky set pieces reminiscent of Plan 9 from Outer Space, terrible acting, inconsistencies in the physics, contrived scripts where characters' motivation seems as random as a Family Guy cutaway, and plot holes just brushed away. An example of sloppy writing. The Russians somehow overhear the spying trio's noise-making over the sound of the pouring rain. But later in the very same episode, one of the spying characters makes little attempt to hide himself from being clearly visible to the Russians he's spying on. There's supposedly tension when it serves the story, but then no appropriate concern over much scarier situations. So I think this person's reviewing a different episode, because there was no rain in this episode.
What?
He's an example
Takes
of sloppy writing.
cake.
Russians somehow
Terrible
overhear the spying
acting.
trio's noise-making over the sound of the pouring rain. So that didn't happen in
This
this.
son of a bitch is reviewing the wrong episode.
Reviewing the wrong goddamn episode!
Nothing makes me angrier.
I'm so mad!
We should keep reading it
My
anyway.
friends tell me it gets good, so I'll press on. It's got potential. I just don't see how people get sucked into this at this point. 6 out of 10.
6 out of 10 is not bad.
Sure, comma. Not.
Lots to take away from this review.
Sure, comma, not. Lots to take away.
Under the Skin, I looked it up.
Yeah, that's the movie with what's her
Scarlett
face? Scarlett
Johansson.
Johansson. I loved that movie.
You loved that movie.
Loved that movie.
But how does that film not take from other films?
Yeah.
Like, in what world does he think that they made that film?
Yeah.
First of all, right away, it takes from the film franchise Species about sex aliens. It also takes from Alien.
Yeah.
Nothing, like, if there's sexual content in it and there's aliens, it's taking from Alien. I'm sorry.
Which
but
is taking from previous stories already there, too. And the Under the Skin thing, the whole, like, a being within your skin. I mean,
Body Snatchers,
Men in Black,
Yeah.
you know, like just using a person's skin.
So maybe we can't be that mad at this person. They're just clearly.
I mean,
But they know Plan 9 from outer space. So, like, what?
It really, okay, so I'm happy that they gave a specific example, because a lot of their examples are specific free, I should say. I could say. Specificity free. This episode really takes the cake. Shaky set pieces reminiscent of Plan 9 from outer space. I don't know what set piece that is. Terrible acting, inconsistencies in the physics, contrived scripts where character motivation seems random as a Family Guy cutaway. I mean, that's a brutal sentence right there.
Contrived scripts where character motivations. I mean, I can't even necessarily disagree with that, but I don't know. Like, they're trying to get to. I never felt that way watching this.
I didn't either. I never thought of Family Guy once while watching this episode.
And I think the characters are pretty consistent in what motivates them.
Mm-hmm. And also, why wouldn't you put a nod to other horror movies that are more recent? Like if I was making something set in the 1600s, I would still like to reference things
that have happened
like
now.
Movies that have influenced me.
Yeah,
that are
I'm not
going to
reference Macbeth.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, you can't reference any work before the era that that your work is in. That's crazy.
Yeah.
That's so crazy.
Nuts.
I mean, make a thing. But this person, again, we run into a reviewer who seems to be forced by their friends to watch a thing.
Nobody's making you do this. And then also for reviewing it. Taking the time to leave a review.
Yeah.
Why?
And a review that's gist is, why are people making me watch this? You don't have to watch something.
Yeah, if you don't like it, it's not for you. Don't watch it.
Stop watching it.
That's probably the main takeaway, right? Like, if I don't like something, I'm not going to watch it.
And why are you going to press on? Stop pressing on, friend.
Stop pressing on. Press
Friend,
off.
Press off. Turn off. Read a book. Stop driving your car.
Watch, whatever tickles your fancy that's not this.
Watch Plan 9 from Outer Space 2.
There you go.
I
Since
don't
you
know.
seem to be a fan of obscure horror films.
I think that's a sci-fi film.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah?
But
okay.
I think back in the day, those blurred the lines a little. Under the Skin.
Yeah.
That's a deep cut for me.
Really?
I had never heard of this.
You never heard of that movie?
Never heard of this film.
I really liked that movie. Apparently, a lot of moments in it, we were like, there's a bunch of scenes where Scarlett Johansson is driving around in a car and interacting with men, trying to get them in the car. And she's just talking to men on the street. And I think it's in some Nordic country.
It's in Scotland.
Oh, it's in Scotland.
Yeah, I looked it up. Yeah.
And a lot of those scenes are her talking to just men on the street and just talking to them. And like, so it's all improvised. They don't even know that it's a movie that they're in. The cameras are hidden, and they are like, just think that this woman pulled up to them and like are talking to them. And it's like she's improvising kind of these conversations, and then they probably get the people to agree to it. But it's like,
yeah, you have to get.
Yeah, it's like this weird, she's hunting them,
and then they get, hold on, let me read the description because it sounds fucking nuts. Disguising itself as a human female, Scarlett Johansson, an extraterrestrial drives around Scotland, attempting to lure unsuspecting men into her van. Mm-hmm. Once there, she seduces and sends them into another dimension where they are nothing more than meat.
Yeah.
That sounds... So my mind immediately went to, they just become a hunk of meat.
Yeah.
But is that a metaphor for they are meals for other creatures?
I think so, but the movie itself is so... what would you call it? It's visually impressionistic, maybe, or something like that. Like, you don't see them being chomped on by a creature. You see them like falling into a black pool, and then this sort of ribbon thing and like falls through this empty space, and it's like, and the ribbon is their skin, all that's left behind, or something like that. And it's just this like very, very dream-like scenario that they fall into, and
that's fucking wild.
It's a fucking wild movie where the actual like monstrousness is this beautiful like a dream-like space,
Wow.
Yeah, it's a gorgeous movie. I don't know how much you'd like it.
I don't either.
Yeah, it's not very actionful. One thing,
He's got me pegged.
Speaking of improv, that scene where Dustin's like, I'm pressing the button, and everyone's like yelling at him to press the button. Very improv feel. I feel like a lot of those
Total
scenes
chaos.
with all those people, they kind of get a good improvisational
play
feel
around
going on.
with each other. Yeah,
definitely.
Why not?
Why not?
And at this point, they know each other so well.
Yeah, yeah.
So
just like you and I know each other so well.
We never improvise. We haven't improvised in a day in our life.
True shit.
TV program for kids.
Shit.
Me Kid, written by Me Kid -33183 in June of 2022. So recent.
Mm-hmm.
It's one of the most childish programs I have ever watched. The same kind as Power Rangers. A girl called 11 who has superpower. She can move and kill by moving her hands and shouting, LOL, OMG, seriously? Whoever like this crap, grow up. 1 out of 10.
Yeah, 1 out of 10.
So,
I mean, I can't disagree with them. I just don't know why they're reviewing this specific episode.
yeah. and in June of 2022.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, I mean, I can't disagree with them.
Literally this month.
This is like, if you're a big kid, you're going to like this show.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, but the thing is that there's nothing wrong with that. Like, my only problem with them is that they like have a problem with people who like this show because they need to grow up. And I want to know what kind of shows they watch. Because obviously I'm not a grown up and I'm watching the wrong TV. So can you please tell me?
Yeah.
If they could have given a recommendation.
I have noticed that it's fascinating that through your thousands of years of life, you have not grown up at all. And
Yes.
I mean, honestly, I find that admirable because we should all stay young, right? We should all stay young.
I tell you what, I've never done yoga a day in my life.
Really?
I've
Never
tried
done
it.
yoga?
That's a lie. I tried it.
Okay, you did try yoga.
It makes me dizzy.
Oh.
But so since then, I haven't done it a day in my life.
Did you eat before the yoga? Like,
No.
did you have enough blood sugar like going on?
Yeah.
Like, is it a dizziness from?
I tried it for a semester in college.
Ah.
You know, we all have our experimenting days. We don't improvise.
Some of us experiment with yoga.
Yeah. Of course we
Some
do.
weird frou-frou stuff like that.
Some fucking hippie shit.
Yeah, some hippie shit like yoga we experiment with.
Oh, Under the Skin is an A24 distribution.
Yeah.
That kind of checks out.
Yeah.
Shout out to A24.
At 2-4.
Yeah, if you haven't seen Everything Everywhere All at Once yet.
Everything,
like,
everyone, all at once?
Everything Everywhere.
Everything
all at once.
everywhere.
You should watch it. This is my recommendation for the week.
Anything else you want to talk about, Lisa, about this episode, about season 3, episode 4? Has this revealed any info on our podcast at all?
Probably the best season 3, episode 4 I've watched.
Whoa!
Because everyone gets the thing.
That's true. Everyone gets their gold coin. Everyone tastes blood.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you kind of know where they're going next, even though you obviously don't. Like, you don't know what's going to happen, but you kind of know the obstacle that's ahead of them. Like with Hopper and Joyce, you know that the Russians are on their tail. With the kids in the elevator, you know that like, okay,
They're
they're going to be
down
stuck
somewhere.
in some facility, underground facility, full of the enemy, you know, full of Charlie. And with 11 and Mike and the other kids, you know that they have to face down this new new old monster.
Yeah. And that monster has a face that they know.
Yeah.
And oh God, yeah.
So it's like this confirmation of exciting things.
Yeah.
When I think in the episodes before this, especially that with 11 and Max, the episode just before this is probably the one where they go to the mall.
Ah.
And they have their like day and they bond as like 11 is like, oh, I can have female friends.
Yeah, yeah.
I don't just have to have Mike as a friend.
Yeah.
Because, you know, she gets in a fight with Mike, whatever. Yeah, so it's like interesting to see that character development. And then she's drugged back into this world. And she's just trying to,
Damn.
I don't know, have friends, live her life. Yeah, but yeah, it gets the goal. What about you? What do you have to say?
I mean, yeah, I feel that. I mean, nothing feels like a B plot or C plot here. It really feels like everything is growing and mounting up, and it feels like there's so many things happening and they're all actually happening. And
yeah,
like even without context, I'd be like, this is exciting. Maybe without context, some of them would make a lot less sense. Like I can't imagine if I knew nothing about Stranger Things and then seeing 11 like psychically fight Billy, I'd be like,
crazy.
What the fuck?
She can do what?
She can do that?
It does seem crazy.
Yeah.
You also don't have the context of knowing that Erica is connected to Lucas.
Right.
You don't have the context of knowing that Dustin is connected to the other kids either.
Or the fact that Joyce and Hopper are connected to the kids at all.
Oh,
or
yeah.
the fact that, you know, you don't know any of the siblings. You don't know any
Yeah.
you don't
if
know.
you jump in, you're like, who's related to who?
Yeah.
You might walk in and be like, Nancy and Jonathan are dating?
Yeah,
Siblings?
or what? They're just mad at each other. It seems.
Have they fucked yet?
Class versus female or versus gender. What the heck? Oh, that conversation from Nancy's mom.
Who's this
actually
bitch?
touching? Who's this bitch? Who's this bitch with such good reinforcing parenting.
This is the first season where I think the parents. Well, okay, not fair. Joyce is one of the most interesting parents to watch on this show.
Absolutely, 100%.
And then I think after Joyce, watching the Byers mom, Nancy, it's Byers, right? No, it's Will Byers.
Nancy and Will. Oh, sorry, Nancy and Will.
Nancy and Mike.
Nancy and Mike Wheeler. The Wheelers.
Wheeler.
Yeah.
Yeah, the Wheeler mom is really interesting. How they kind of use her to critique this era between post civil rights, post gender equality legislation to like they juxtapose her and Nancy as characters a lot.
Yeah.
In a way that they don't really do with any other parents on the show.
And I mean, she basically went out and said that she and most of the people her age have given up, and the world has beaten them down enough to the point where they have given up, and she has given up on trying to,
In season 1, they literally say that she's like, yeah, well, your dad had money. He was older and he had money, and
wow.
Yeah, like she could have gone to college. She could have done all this stuff, but like society was telling her to settle down.
And she fucking did.
And she did.
Damn.
With this fucking deadbeat guy
who's just literally doesn't care about anything happening around him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Completely absent. He's there to provide them with money.
Yeah.
And a house.
Yeah.
It's crazy. But it's awesome to see her mom as this character. She's like broken by society.
Yeah.
But she really is pushing her daughter in a direction.
Yeah. And
or
wants
supporting
the best.
her.
I don't know. Yeah. Very lovely moment. And that would have landed for us if we had zero context for the show at all.
Yeah,
would have landed.
It would have.
So yeah,
that's the thing about this show.
This is a great episode of television. A great episode of television, and it's a great episode of streaming television too. Right in the middle of something, you have all this context that you've totally missed out on if you haven't watched any of the before stuff. But like it ramps. And if I had never watched any more of this show, I'd be like, where the fuck is that elevator going? Yeah. And I want to fucking know.
Well,
and this Erica, you can't spell America without Erica.
That's a genius line.
Genius.
God.
And she says it so well. Yeah. You can't spell America
awesome.
without Erica.
She's like the brightest note of the episode.
So bright. So awesome. Yeah.
Oh, man. Thanks for listening.
Thanks for listening
to us chat on and on about this show.
Yeah.
And thanks to anyone who wrote a review for us. You can leave us a review on Apple Podcasts. It actually really helps us out.
It does.
We want to know what you think.
We do.
We want you to leave us DMs at 3 a.m. Text us you up.
Yeah.
Like and subscribe to us wherever you can.
Do this thing where you pull up your email, your Hotmail, your Gmail, your
MSN.
.edu,
AOL,
your Yahoo. Pull that up and email us at season3episode4pod@gmail.com.
Yeah.
Find us there.
You can tell us to stop telling you to stop driving.
Yeah. Tell us to stop telling you. But we're going to keep telling you until you tell us to stop.
Yeah.
Okay?
Stop driving.
But otherwise, thank you for listening to Season 3, Episode 4. Our theme song is written and performed by Jacob Bernstein. You can find him and his band Space Out Makeout on Instagram and Spotify.
Check out their album. It's fucking dope. You can find Adam on Instagram at DamminHD.
You can find Lisa on Instagram at LISSISSISSA. You can find Ozzy. You can find him on Instagram. You can find it at Ozzy the Buddy. That's OZZIE the Buddy with a Y.
You can find this podcast at Season 3, Episode 4.
The words are words. The numbers are numbers.
Join us next week.
Thank you. Bye. Bye.
We're going to take you out on this.
Goodbye. Goodbye.
Goodbye.
Goodbye.
Goodbye.
Goodbye. Goodbye.
This podcast is now sponsored by Nintendo.
Goodbye, Nintendo. Goodbye, Lisa.
Goodbye, Adam. How long is this song?
It goes forever.
It goes forever.
It goes forever. Goodbye.
Goodbye. Well, I'm gonna wait till a dead spot.
Forever. Okay. Goodbye.